Imagine being one of South Africa's biggest football stars and then being shot inside a house where only a handful of people were present. No masked stranger was caught running away, no clear explanation emerged that night, and almost 12 years later, South Africans are still arguing over what really happened in that particular house. This is the story of Senzo Meyiwa. So on the 26th of October 2014, Senzo Meyiwa was at the home of his girlfriend, singer Kelly Khumalo in Vosloorus. It was supposed to be an ordinary evening. There were several people inside the house. Then, according to the state's case, two armed men entered. A struggle followed and Senzo was shot. He was rushed to the hospital, but he died. He was only 27 years old, and because Senzo wasn't just another footballer, his death immediately became a national story. He was the captain of Bafana Bafana. He was a star at Orlando Pirates, and his death happened inside a house with people who knew him. That detail is what made this case so difficult to understand. If this was a robbery, what exactly happened inside that particular room? Why was Senzo the person who was shot? And what happened immediately before the gun went off? For years, the public heard different versions of this particular story. The investigation moved slowly. Questions about the crime scene grew. Then 6 years after the murder, police arrested 5 men in connection with the case. The accused are Usbiya, Bongani Ntazi, Mthobi Ncube, Mthokoziseni Maphisa, and Fisokuhle Ntuli. All 5 have pleaded not guilty. The state's case is that these men were involved in the murder. But here's where the story gets complicated. The people who are inside the house or were inside the house are not the same people sitting in the dock. And that has kept one question alive for years. Who actually pulled that particular trigger? The prosecution has presented cell phone data, witness testimony, and ballistic evidence as part of the case. One of the most important witnesses was Constable Sizwe Zungu, who testified that he saw these 5 individuals together just before the murder. The state has also relied on ballistic evidence, but the defense has challenged parts of the prosecution's case and reliability of these particular witnesses. And one of the accused, Mthokoziseni Maphisa, even asked the court to discharge him after the state finished presenting its case. The judge rejected that particular application, saying there was prima facie evidence that required an answer. So the case continued. Then came another twist. In November 2025, the court dealt with a dispute over whether one accused could be questioned about a confession allegedly made by another accused. The admissible and use of statements has been a major issue throughout this particular trial, and now, in August 2026, the trial is still ongoing. The defense is presenting its case. The state recently asked to introduce new evidence while cross-examining accused number 3, Mthobi Ncube. The defense objected, arguing that bringing in new evidence at this stage could prejudice the accused. The judge called for a written argument before deciding whether the evidence can be introduced. So more than a decade after Senzo Meyiwa was killed, the courtroom is still trying to establish exactly what happened inside that particular house. And that's why this case continues to fascinate South Africa. Senzo was a national sports hero. His death happened in an confined space. There were witnesses, there were investigations, there were arrests, and yet the question at the center of everything remains incredibly difficult. Who planned this particular killing? Who entered the house? Who fired the gun? And why was Senzo the one who died? The 5 men currently on trial are accused of being responsible, but an accusation is not a conviction. Their guilt or innocence will ultimately be decided by the court, and until that happens, the full story of what happened to Senzo Meyiwa remains one of South Africa's most closely watched mysteries. I don't want to talk about conspiracy at this particular point, but something really happened in that particular house, and I think a few individuals who were there in the house can actually answer the question. A football captain walked into a house in Vosloorus and never walked out alive. 12 years later, the trial continues and the country is still waiting for one thing: the complete truth about what happened that particular night.